Is your premium coaching offer, that high-ticket coaching offer you have in your business, is that an empty plastic bag that just blows around in the wind? Or is it a life raft that is here to save your clients? Or is it a lighthouse that shines the light for Caleb to remember who she is and come back home? Hello, beautiful, and welcome to High-Ticket Sales for Women in the Prosperous Womb and day 9 of the Sacred Selling Circle experience. Yesterday, for day 8, we stepped into the Alabaster studio and we midwifed and birthed our David. We applied the Michelangelo frequency and we chipped away and removed everything that was not our offer. The bonuses, the worksheets, the 24/7 boxer calls, everything that was not David, we took away. And what remained was the bespoke, beautiful masterpiece of the offer, the premium coaching outcome for our clients. So today we're going to take that David and we're going to go back into the Alabaster studio and we're going to design the premium coaching offer, the one that Caleb cannot wait to invest in, whether it's $1 million, $400,000, $10K, $25K, $50K, $500K, whatever it is, we're designing that today. One of the reasons why we chip away at the fluff, why we take away everything that is not David to reveal the masterpiece, is because sales, high-ticket sales is the easiest part of our business. Because when you create the lighthouse offer, when you create the David and design the lighthouse, the one that calls your client back home, here's what happens. The offer sells itself. And then you don't have to create all those funny funnels, those complex funnels, and chase people around so you can convince them to make them buy, because the offer speaks for itself. It stands alone. And this is where Caleb clients, your best fit premium coaching clients, raise their hand to ask for the sale, because the light reminded them of who they are. So let's get started. So one of the things I invite women to consider when we're creating midwifing and birthing our offers is that instead of targeting and hunting for premium coaching clients and asking yourself, how do I attract clients? Where do I find clients? We think ahead and we midwife and birth gifts, not skills, experiences, and talents and training, but we midwife our gifts and design the offer so we don't have to do aggressive funnels that don't feel good on the soul. We designed the offer that is a lighthouse offer. What is a lighthouse offer? In high-ticket sales, 90% of the work is complete when you create your offer. 90% of the work is complete if you create a lighthouse offer. Before you even write one word of your love letter messaging or copy or sales page, 90% of the sales is done. And clients ask for the sale if you stay in the Alabaster studio. How is that possible? Stay to the end of the video and you get everything you need for your premium coaching offer. When women come into the Prosperous Womb, they bring with them what I call their plastic bag offers. These are the fluffy things that have all the bonuses and everything that justifies the price. So if they come with a 10K offer, it has, 36 bonuses and 25 worksheets and 24/7 Voxer calls, everything that makes them feel like, you know what, I can ask for $10,000 because now it has all these things, all this fluff on top of it. Now it's worth 10K. No. If that, that offer, when you take away all the fluff, it just flies where the wind goes. It's an empty plastic bag. It's an empty plastic bag. It's filled with all kinds of things that your premium coaching clients don't want, because they pay you a lot of money to spend less time with you. They pay you a lot of money to never look at a bonus again. They pay you a lot of money so they never have to watch the video. They pay you a lot of money to co-create with you for less time, because they know that 3 minutes with you is worth 12 months with another coach. That's why they pay a lot of money. Not because you do it for them. They know they can do the thing. They're Caleb clients, okay? Many offers that I see online, they're interventions. They're not premium coaching offers. It's an intervention. I see an offer, a health coaching offer, and I go, that is not an offer. It is an intervention, okay? What is an intervention? It is built for people who are stuck. So you're talking to people who are stuck. When you talk to somebody who's stuck, what do you think you need to move them to buy? Urgency and scarcity. You need to make them feel bad about themselves. And then they come in and then you have to overcome objections because they're stuck. So you have to overcome objections. So your $100,000 coaching offer, your $250,000 coaching offer, your $1 million coaching offer is not built for a client who's stuck. So people say to me, there's no way I can charge $100,000 right now. Yes, because you're selling to clients who are stuck. What if you were selling to Caleb, who was ready now to invest because there's no hesitation? She's not thinking about it and she's like, where have you been all my life? Will it still be Oh, I can only do 10K offers. Or will you jump into $1 million offer? The only reason why 99% of women coaches are not selling 100K, 25, 250K or $1 million offers is because they're selling to people who are stuck, that they need to convince, overcome 35 objections, drag them to their greatness, put them in the offer, start working with them and think, oh my God, this is a nightmare. I should not have taken her money. I should give her money back because I cannot do this. Of course you don't want to work with clients. Of course you don't want to coach. That's when you start to create a business where you just sit on the beach and sip, whatever, and they can just go and do the work on their own. But when you're coaching, when we're actually serving deeper, working with Caleb clients, the premium offers that we create stand on their own. And therefore, Caleb clients who are already successful, and I don't mean they're rich or they're wealthy. No, they still need to lose the 100 pounds. They still need to do the work. They still need to work on their mindset, on their careers. They still want to get married. But they're also powerful and self-led, because the same God who made you is the same God who made them. And the same way God made you fearfully and wonderfully made is the same way that God made them fearfully and wonderfully made. And so one of the things I invite clients to consider from a spiritual perspective, from a faith perspective, is this. When I say remember who you are, I'm saying not because of who you are, but because of who God is for you. You know what God has spoken. You know what God has said about you. Believe it. You know who you are because of what God says about you, that you're already able, worthy, belonging, and all of the things. Okay, let's move on. So one of the reasons why I invite clients to not just remember who they are, but to really recognize and own the worth and value that God has already given them is because you're not here to save anyone. And when you value yourself and remember who you are, you will stop trying to save your clients. You will stop chasing clients who say, I can't afford this, I'm stuck right now. No, there's no need to build a life raft for a client because Caleb is not drowning. And many of the offers out there right in the mainstream coaching industry, the premium offers for 10K, 25K, the interventions, life raft offers for people who are drowning. So you have to sell with urgency and scarcity and try to save the person from herself and drag her to her greatness and convince her and make her buy. When you're serving your highest level client, when you're serving deeper, she's self-led. Caleb is self-led. She will say yes simply because she wants to say yes, because why not? She says yes because she wants to say yes. She remembers who she is, and if she doesn't remember who she is, the offer and the messaging will help her remember who she is. That's why we do this work. She wants a lighthouse offer. The David that you created in the studio yesterday does not exist in a plastic bag. It can't. It can't live in a plastic bag. It can't live in a life raft. It's in a lighthouse. It's in a lighthouse. It's constant. It's strong. A lighthouse doesn't fly in the wind. It doesn't chase the sea to make the ship come home. No, it stays, and the sea knows what to do. It knows what to do. And the captain, Caleb, in the ship, sees the light and remembers the way home. That's what the offer is. It's a lighthouse. It's unshakable. It doesn't chase the sea or the wind. It doesn't convince the sea. It doesn't make the ship come to it. Caleb says, I see the light. I'm going home. I remember where to go. That's what happens. It's constant and stays strong. It's holding space for the ship to come home. The offer does that. Is your offer holding space for the Caleb client to raise their hand and say, oh my God, where have you been all my life? Does the offer hold space for the messaging to reflect to Caleb that she's the only one that you see? That in a room full of 4,000 potential clients, she says to herself, wow, this coach is amazing because she's talking to me. There are all these people here, but she's talking to me. You send the email out and you have, 100,000 people on your email list, but Caleb opens the email and says, oh, this is for me. And everybody opens the email and says, this is for me. Because when you speak to Caleb with that offer, 1,000 people feel that offer and say yes also. It's a lighthouse. Everyone sees the lighthouse. But Caleb thinks the light is for her. And she's coming home to it. That's what a premium coaching offer looks like. So again, as we're saying this, drop in the comments below. What fluff are you willing to take out? What are you going to chip away today? Which marbles are going to be on the floor today? If you haven't watched day 8, I'm going to put in the link below so you can watch day 8. It will prepare you for today. What are you going to take out of the offer today that is going to make the offer a lighthouse? That Caleb's going to see that offer and be like, where have you been all my life? You're talking to me. How does she know what I want? Without a single word of love letter messaging. There's no message in here. This is the offer. And it speaks directly to her heart, okay? It offers the life for her to come back home. It doesn't shift based on who's looking at it. It doesn't shift. The price doesn't go down based on who you're talking to. It respects the client's power, the client's momentum. It holds her as well able, as talented, as gifted, as resourceful. It holds her as, you don't need me, you can do this on your own. But because God has called you this way, because the light has shined in you this way, let's partner together and co-create as equals, not because I'm here and you're here. There's no pedestal. It's you and me. And the moment your client puts you on a pedestal is the moment you stop working with Caleb. You're not God. The client is on the pedestal. The power that she has to say yes to herself, to lose 100 pounds, to have that baby, to do the thing that she's been told 100 times by the doctors will not happen. And she says yes to herself. I'm going to have this baby because you have the hormonal skills, you have hormonal balance skills that God has given you, intuition that God has given you that support her to have a 9-month pregnancy, a healthy baby, and a healthy parenting life. You have that. And she says yes to herself. She says yes to herself to quit her job and start this business that her husband has said, if you don't make money the first 6 months, we're getting divorced. And she says yes to herself anyway. Because Caleb, that lighthouse, pulls Caleb home. It's fixed. It's unwavering. The offer is unwavering. One of my offers is an 18-month offer called Supernatural. When people come in here, they just go, it speaks for itself. Okay, it's supernatural. Of course it's supernatural. It's supernatural. I don't have to sell about it, chase people. If you want supernatural, you come in. You have to be ready for supernatural. When you design your offer as a lighthouse, you create a landmark. It's a landmark. It's a landmark that your self-led client who has a self-led nature, because she always gets results for herself. She sees it from a distance and she goes, yeah, this is it. Because there's something inside of her that says, yeah, I feel good. Finally, someone has created a room for me that I can step into at this level where I don't have to go sit there and go, oh my gosh, okay, when are we going to do this thing? The level that she wanted, that other coaches don't want to step into. Nobody's going to open that room for her because the other coaches are selling 10K offers. The other coaches don't feel good enough. They don't know if the color is the right color. Is this font the right font? They're over there tweaking their websites all the time. And you're here saying, this is a $250,000 offer. If you want to come and get it, this is what you're going to get out of it. You're going to quit smoking. You're going to do this. You're going to do this. Come and get it if you want it. I'm not chasing you. Come and get it. Your time is valuable, so is mine. And they apply to work with you because they're perturbed. They're thinking, oh my gosh, how come you're different? Everybody else is doing the 90-day containers. And you have the audacity to sell an offer for $250,000? Yeah. Because I'm enough because God is. If God is enough, I'm enough because I'm created in His image. And He gave me these gifts and called me to do the thing. And I'm stepping out in faith to do the thing because God has given me this vessel. I'm the vessel. And the answer to your prayer is in the offer that God gave me for you. That's it. When Caleb is looking for expansion, he wants a lighthouse, not a plastic bag and not a life raft. Okay? And so your design is the structural pull, it's the structural proof. It's the structural proof. It's a structure, it's a proof that you can handle his scale. You can handle how deep to go with him. 99% of clients say no to coaches because they don't think it's a structural proof. They don't think the coach can handle their dream. Because if you have to sell your offer for 10K so I can say yes to it, how are you going to handle my big dreams? You're going to say, oh no, that's too big for you. There's no way you can do that. Why don't we just, let's do bite size of this, because I can't go too big because my nervous system can't handle it. It's going to create cancer in my body. So how about we do this step and this step? And that coach looks at you and says, this is not exponential expansion. I came to you because I have a horse and I want to go far, and you're giving me a faster horse. But this other coach is telling me that I can take a plane and get there in 2 minutes. What the heck? No. I'll go with the exponential one because when I decide that I want to fly, that coach is ready to hold me to fly. You're still here trying to walk beside me on the horse. That's the offer that people are selling. The faster horse, the plastic bag. We don't design that. So how do you design a premium coaching offer? You simply remember who you are. There's no formula. There's no script. Caleb is already moving. What offer can Caleb just step into? Stop designing offers of people who are stuck. they're going to be too stuck to come into your offer. Caleb does not explain himself. He doesn't tell you why he's buying. As you're talking to him on a sales conversation, he's like, so how do I pay for it? Okay, I get it. How do I pay for this? Or she's telling you, how do I pay for this? Okay, that's what Caleb's saying. And in your head, you're saying, okay, I'm going to get to the investment, and they're going to start, having objections. How do I overcome the objection? When you start to Caleb, you never master how to overcome objections, because there's no objection. What you do is you master coaching, you master leadership, you master self-truth, you master your faith in God. But you can't master that. But you allow yourself to just surrender to who God is calling you to be. That is how you sell a 100K or 10K or whatever your level of premium says to you it is, okay? Because guess what? When Caleb comes home to the offer, the Lighthouse is the foundation for love letter messaging. The messaging is always going to reflect whether it's a Lighthouse offer, a plastic bag, or life wrapped. The plastic bag offer says, I'm the intervention. This is broken. It's your pain points. Come, let me fix you. That's the offer. That's the messaging. The life raft messaging that stems from the life raft offer says to the client, you're needy. Let me save you. You're drowning. You're stuck. Come here. I'm going to drag you to your greatness. I'm going to discount the price so that you can come to the greatness, because I'm going to call you because I'm responsible for your greatness. And then the Lighthouse offer says in the Lighthouse messaging, you're self-led, you're powerful, you know what you want. You can do this without me. But you want to co-create with someone who has the skills, the experience, the gifts, the talents, the training, the certifications, all the things. So come on home when you're ready. Because you can feel in your body when it's a yes. Because why not? And Caleb knows they can say yes or no. There's no objection. Caleb has no objections. If Caleb wants it, Caleb wants it. If Caleb doesn't want it, Caleb doesn't want it. It's not going to make or break your back what Caleb does. Trust Caleb's divine timing, divine frequency, and the work that God has called you to do. I'm curious, as you listen to what a premium coaching offer looks like, and you start to reveal your David and take away everything that is not David from your masterpiece, so you have a bespoke offer left there that you can co-create with your client. Is your offer a lighthouse, or an empty plastic bag, or a life wrapped? Which one is it? Which one is it? Look at your current coaching offers, including any 24/7 Voxer, any bonuses, any things, any extras that premium coaching clients don't really want. Ask yourself, are those roadmaps, or is that I'm going to save you energy? Or is that a distraction from your own lack of self-confidence? What message does your offer send to Caleb? What message does your offer send to Caleb? And does Caleb know how to take the next step with you when Caleb sees your offer? Drop in the comments below. And let me know how this lands for you. Let me know how this is going for you. Tomorrow, come back for day 10 as we go deeper into the Alabaster studio. It's been good having you.